Welcome to my channel, Valuable Coins All World. If you've ever wondered if those old coins you have lying around could be worth a fortune, you're in the right place. In today's video, we're diving into some of the rarest US coins, revealing their jaw-dropping values that will leave you amazed. Stick with us till the end. You won't want to miss what these hidden treasures could be worth. Let's get started. Top 1. The United States of America has a rich history, and within that history, its coinage is a key part of its legacy. One of the most famous and valuable coins to emerge from the U.S. Mint is the Washington quarter dollar. These coins have been in circulation since 1932, but what many people don't realize is that some of these quarters are more than just pocket change. They hold significant value, with some even reaching astronomical prices in the collector's market. Today, we're going to talk about a specific quarter, one that, if you're lucky enough to own it, could be worth a small fortune. The coin in question is the 1999 Delaware Washington quarter. This coin might seem like just another standard quarter at first glance, but there's something special about it that could make you richer than you ever imagined. In 1999, the United States Mint began a special series of quarters called the 50 State Quarters Program, which was designed to celebrate each of the 50 states in the U.S. As part of this program, the Mint released a series of quarters, each representing a different state, with unique designs reflecting the state's history, culture, and heritage. The Delaware quarter was the very first of these state-themed coins, making it particularly significant. But here's where things get interesting. As with any coin, there are variations, and some of these variations are worth far more than their face value. The Delaware quarter, released in 1999, had a unique feature that many collectors have been hunting for. It's known as the double die error. This error is where the design on the coin has been stamped twice, creating a noticeable doubling of the text and imagery, which gives the coin a distinctive and unusual appearance. This error was a rare mistake during the minting process, and only a small number of these double-struck Delaware quarters made it into circulation. As a result, collectors have been eager to find these coins, driving their value through the roof. It's not just about the rarity, it's the fact that this error represents a piece of U.S. history that can't be replicated. Coins like this are highly sought after by collectors because they're unique, and owning one is like having a small treasure in your pocket. You might be thinking, what's the value of this coin? Well, let me tell you. The value of these rare double-struck Delaware quarters has skyrocketed over the years. What might seem like a coin worth only 25 cents can actually fetch an incredible price on the market. In fact, if you're lucky enough to find one of these error coins, it could be worth $45,000. That's right, $45,000 in words. A single quarter worth $45,000 could change your life, and it all comes down to the rarity and uniqueness of the coin. If you happen to come across one of these, you might want to think twice before spending it at the store. Instead, take it to a professional coin dealer or an appraiser who can tell you exactly how much it's worth. If you're an avid coin collector or just someone who's starting to get into the hobby. The 1999 Delaware Washington quarter with the double die error is definitely a coin you'll want to keep an eye out for. Even if you don't have one in your collection yet, learning about these valuable coins can be an exciting journey into the world of numismatics. So, if you ever find yourself with a 1999 Delaware quarter, remember to check for that double die error. It could be worth a lot more than you ever imagined. And who knows? Maybe you'll be the lucky one to stumble upon a coin that could fetch $45,000. Turning a simple quarter into a small fortune. Keep searching, and happy collecting. Top 1. The United States of America has a rich history, and within that history, its coinage is a key part of its legacy. One of the most famous and valuable coins to emerge from the U.S. Mint is the Washington quarter dollar. These coins have been in circulation since 1932, but what many people don't realize is that some of these quarters are more than just pocket change. They hold significant value, with some even reaching astronomical prices in the collector's market. Today, we're going to talk about a specific quarter, one that, if you're lucky enough to own it, could be worth a small fortune. The coin in question is the 1999 Delaware Washington quarter. This coin might seem like just another standard quarter at first glance, but there's something special about it that could make you richer than you ever imagined. In 1999, the United States Mint began a special series of quarters called the 50 State Quarters Program, which was designed to celebrate each of the 50 states in the U.S. As part of this program, the Mint released a series of quarters, each representing a different state, with unique designs reflecting the state's history, culture, and heritage. The Delaware quarter was the very first of these state-themed coins, making it particularly significant. But here's where things get interesting. As with any coin, there are variations, and some of these variations are worth far more than their face value. The Delaware quarter, released in 1999, had a unique feature that many collectors have been hunting for. It's known as the double die error. This error is where the design on the coin has been stamped twice, creating a noticeable doubling of the text and imagery, which gives the coin a distinctive and unusual appearance. This error was a rare mistake during the minting process, and only a small number of these double-struck Delaware quarters made it into circulation. As a result, collectors have been eager to find these coins, driving their value through the roof. It's not just about the rarity, it's the fact that this era represents a piece of U.S. history that can't be replicated. Coins like this are highly sought after by collectors because they're unique, and owning one is like having a small treasure in your pocket. You might be thinking, what's the value of this coin? Well, let me tell you. The value of these rare double-struck Delaware quarters has skyrocketed over the years. What might seem like a coin worth only 25 cents can actually fetch an incredible price on the market. In fact, if you're lucky enough to find one of these error coins, it could be worth $45,000. That's right, $45,000 in words. A single quarter worth $45,000 could change your life, and it all comes down to the rarity and uniqueness of the coin. If you happen to come across one of these, you might want to think twice before spending it at the store. Instead, take it to a professional coin dealer or an appraiser who can tell you exactly how much it's worth. If you're an avid coin collector or just someone who's starting to get into the hobby. The 1999 Delaware Washington quarter with the double die error is definitely a coin you'll want to keep an eye out for. Even if you don't have one in your collection yet, learning about these valuable coins can be an exciting journey into the world of numismatics. So, if you ever find yourself with a 1999 Delaware quarter, remember to check for that double die error. It could be worth a lot more than you ever imagined. And who knows? Maybe you'll be the lucky one to stumble upon a coin that could fetch $45,000, turning a simple quarter into a small fortune. Keep searching and happy collecting. Top 2. The United States of America has a rich history, and that history is beautifully captured in its coinage. One of the most iconic and enduring coins is the Washington quarter dollar, which has been in circulation since 1932. These coins are often seen as simple pocket change, but did you know that some of them can be worth a fortune? We're going to dive into the fascinating world of the 1997 Washington quarter, and how this seemingly ordinary coin could actually be worth a lot more than you think. The Washington quarter, which features the image of the first U.S. president, George Washington, has been a staple of American coinage for decades. In 1997, the U.S. Mint continued the tradition of producing these quarters. But what makes this particular year stand out is the potential for rare variations that could be worth significant money. One of the most common and highly sought-after varieties of the 1997 Washington quarter is the proof coin. Proof coins are specially made with a higher level of craftsmanship and detail, intended for collectors rather than general circulation. They are struck multiple times with specially polished dies, giving them a mirror-like finish that makes them much more visually striking than regular circulation coins. While most proof coins are worth more than their face value, they are generally not worth astronomical amounts unless they have certain unique features or errors. But here's where things get really exciting. Like all coins, some Washington quarters have variations that make them stand out from the rest. Errors in the minting process, such as misprints or unusual wear patterns, can make a coin much more valuable to collectors. These errors are often the result of the machinery malfunctioning or human mistakes during production, and they can make a seemingly normal coin turn into a collector's dream. For the 1997 Washington quarter, one of the most significant errors is the double die variety. This error occurs when the die that stamps the design onto the coin shifts or malfunctions, creating a doubling effect on the image and text. This error is particularly prized by collectors because it's not something you can find every day. It makes the coin much more rare and desirable, and thus, it increases its value significantly. The 1997 Washington quarter with a double die error is something you definitely want to look out for. If you happen to have one in your collection, you could be sitting on a small treasure. What might have started as a simple quarter in your pocket could be worth a lot more than you imagined. As with many rare coins, the value is determined not just by the rarity of the error, but also by the coin's condition. A well-preserved coin with a noticeable double die error can be worth thousands of dollars, sometimes even more. Now, let's talk numbers. A typical 1997 Washington quarter without any errors is worth just 25 cents, but the value changes drastically when you factor in the rarity of the double die or other minting flaws. Some of these error coins have sold for thousands, and in the case of a particularly well-preserved or rare example, the price can climb even higher. In fact, some collectors have paid up to $52,000 for a single 1997 Washington quarter with a significant error. Yes, that's $52,000 in words. If you find one of these rare and valuable coins, it could be the start of something big. Imagine turning a simple quarter into a small fortune, all because of a unique error in the minting process. So, how can you tell if your 1997 Washington quarter is worth a lot more than face value? First, examine the coin closely for any signs of doubling on the text or imagery. If you notice any doubling on the lettering or Washington's image, you could be looking at one of these highly valuable coins. It's always a good idea to get a professional appraiser or numismatist to evaluate your coin to ensure it's genuine and valuable. The 1997 Washington quarter with a double die error is just one example of how valuable U.S. coins can be, even when they seem like everyday pocket change. If you're a coin collector or even just someone who enjoys hunting for rare finds, this is one coin you don't want to overlook. Keep your eyes peeled, because you never know when you might come across a coin that could be worth $52,000. So, check your change, examine your collection, and who knows, you could be holding a rare treasure that will change your life. Top 3. The world of coin collecting is filled with surprises, and one of the most exciting aspects of this hobby is discovering coins that have hidden value far beyond what their face value suggests. We're going to talk about a coin that's relatively new but has already caught the attention of collectors everywhere. The 2020 Salt River Bay Washington Quarter. It's part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, and this particular coin has something special about it that could make you a significant amount of money. First, let's take a step back and explore the history of the Washington Quarter. The Washington Quarter, first introduced in 1932 to celebrate George Washington's 200th birthday, has been a staple of U.S. coinage ever since. Throughout its long history, there have been many variations and commemorative designs that have made certain quarters more valuable than others. The 2020 Salt River Bay Quarter is no exception. Released as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, the Salt River Bay Quarter commemorates Salt River Bay National Historical Park and Ecological Preserve in the U.S. Virgin Islands. This park, located on the island of St. Croix, is rich in both history and natural beauty. The coin's design features a beautiful scene with a canoe navigating the waters of Salt River Bay, with the island's lush greenery and waterscape in the background. The design is not only visually stunning but also holds a deeper connection to the natural and cultural heritage of the U.S. Virgin Islands. While the design of the coin is already captivating, the real story lies in the fact that some versions of this 2020 Salt River Bay Washington Quarter are exceptionally rare and valuable. Like all U.S. coins, there are variations in how they are produced, and some of these variations can significantly affect a coin's value. Errors in the minting process, limited releases, or specific conditions of the coin can all contribute to making a coin far more valuable than you might expect. The 2020 Salt River Bay Quarter is one of those coins that has caught the attention of coin collectors because of the potential errors that have appeared in some of the pieces. One of the most notable features collectors are looking for is a special type of minting error that can make the coin dramatically more valuable. These errors can include misstrikes, double dies, or other types of flaws that make the coin unique and rare. Another factor that increases the value of the 2020 Salt River Bay Quarter is the fact that the America the Beautiful Quarters program is nearing its end. With only a few designs left to be released, many collectors are eager to get their hands on these final pieces, which will eventually become part of American history. As time goes on, the demand for these coins will only increase, making now the perfect time to get involved in the hobby of coin collecting or to consider selling any rare finds you might have. Now, you might be wondering how much this coin could be worth. If you happen to own one of these rare 2020 Salt River Bay quarters with a minting error or in perfect condition, you could be sitting on a real gem. While the coin's face value is just 25 cents, collectors are willing to pay a premium for specimens that stand out from the rest. It's not unusual for certain rare coins from this series to fetch prices well above their face value. And here's the best part. Some of the more sought-after Salt River Bay quarters have been known to sell for a staggering $15,000. Yes, that's $15,000 in words. A simple quarter worth just 25 cents could potentially turn into a windfall, all depending on the rarity and condition of the coin. So how can you tell if your 2020 Salt River Bay quarter is worth a small fortune? The first thing to do is closely examine the coin for any signs of minting errors or imperfections. A misstrike, where the design is not properly aligned, or a doubling effect on the lettering could indicate that the coin is a rare find. Additionally, coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition are often worth much more than those that have been worn or heavily circulated. If you believe you have a rare version, it's always a good idea to have the coin appraised by a professional to determine its true value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting to explore the world of numismatics, the 2020 Salt River Bay quarter is a coin you won't want to overlook. With its beautiful design and the potential for rare, high-value specimens, this coin is a must-have for any serious collection. Keep an eye out for any minting errors or uncirculated coins that could make you thousands of dollars. So, remember, next time you come across a 2020 Salt River Bay quarter, take a closer look. That small piece of currency could be much more valuable than you realize. Who knows? You might just find one worth $15,000, turning an ordinary quarter into something extraordinary. Top 4. The world of coin collecting is a fascinating journey, and today, we're diving into the intriguing story behind the 1971 Washington quarter dollar. At first glance, this quarter may seem like just another piece of change, something you might toss into a jar or use to buy a cup of coffee. But what if I told you that this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth far more than you ever imagined? In fact, a 1971 Washington quarter could potentially fetch a staggering amount of money if it's the right kind of quarter. The Washington quarter, first minted in 1932, is one of the most iconic coins in American history. It features the portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States, on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. Over the years, the Washington quarter has undergone several changes and special editions, but the 1971 edition holds a unique place in the world of coin collecting. It's part of a critical transition period in U.S. currency history, which makes it particularly interesting for numismatists and collectors alike. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1971 Washington quarter is that it marks a shift in coin composition. After the 1964 coin shortage, the U.S. Mint moved away from using silver in most of its coins, and by 1971, the Washington quarter was no longer made of silver. Instead, it was produced with a copper-nickel-clad composition, making it part of a new era of U.S. coins. While this change in metal content might not seem like a big deal at first, it's actually an important detail in the history of American currency. But what really makes the 1971 Washington quarter stand out in the world of coin collecting isn't just its composition. Like all coins, there are variations, and some of those variations can significantly increase a coin's value. One of the most coveted types of coins among collectors are those with minting errors. Errors in the manufacturing process can make a coin much rarer and more valuable. For the 1971 Washington quarter, certain errors have made this coin highly sought after by collectors. The most notable error to look out for is the double die variety. A double die error occurs when the coin's design is struck multiple times, causing the images or lettering to appear doubled. This can happen if the die that stamps the coin malfunctions or shifts slightly during the minting process. If you take a close look at your 1971 Washington quarter, check for any doubling of the letters in Liberty or the words "In God We Trust." If you spot any doubling, you could be looking at a rare and valuable coin. Another factor that can increase the value of a 1971 Washington quarter is its condition. Coins that have been well preserved and are in mint or uncirculated condition can fetch a premium price, even if they don't have any minting errors. A coin that has been in circulation for years is usually worn down and might not be worth much more than its face value. However, a quarter that has been carefully preserved, with minimal wear and tear, is much rarer and more desirable to collectors. So if you've kept your 1971 quarter in pristine condition, it might be worth much more than just 25 cents. Now, let's talk about the money. You might be wondering how much a 1971 Washington quarter could actually be worth. While most 1971 quarters are worth only 25 cents, there are rare exceptions. For example, A 1971 Washington quarter with a double-die error in exceptional condition has been known to sell for impressive amounts. In some cases, these coins have fetched amounts in the thousands, and one particularly rare example was recently sold for a jaw-dropping $97,000. Yes, $97,000 in words. That's the kind of value you could potentially find in a quarter from 1971, but only if it has the right features. If you have a 1971 Washington quarter, it's definitely worth inspecting it closely. While it might seem like just another coin, you could be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. Look for any minting errors, such as doubling or misprints, and carefully check the condition of the coin. If it's in good shape or features a rare error, it could be worth far more than its face value. It's always a good idea to have a professional appraiser or a coin expert take a look at your find, as they can provide you with an accurate valuation and confirm whether you've struck gold. The 1971 Washington quarter is just one example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can turn into a highly valuable collector's item. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a casual enthusiast, this coin offers a perfect opportunity to learn more about the world of numismatics. Who knows? Maybe you'll be the lucky person to find one of these rare and valuable coins, turning a simple quarter into $97,000. So next time you stumble upon a 1971 Washington quarter, take a moment to really examine it. That small piece of currency might hold more value than you think, and you could be holding a coin worth a small fortune. Top 5. We're diving into the world of American coinage, specifically focusing on one coin that has captured the attention of collectors, the 2016 Harpers Ferry Washington quarter. At first glance, it might seem like just another quarter, but hold on, there's more to this coin than meets the eye. Some of these 2016 quarters have become highly sought after in the numismatic world, with certain specimens potentially worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. Now, let's take a step back and look at the significance of the Washington quarter itself. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Over the years, the design has evolved, but one thing remains constant. George Washington's image has graced the obverse of every quarter, making it one of the most recognizable coins in U.S. history. In 2016, the United States Mint released the Harpers Ferry quarter as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program. The America the Beautiful Quarters series, launched in 2010, aims to honor national parks and other national sites across the United States. The 2016 Harpers Ferry quarter is the 33rd coin in the series and honors Harpers Ferry National Historical Park, located in West Virginia. This park is historically significant because of its role in the Civil War and as a key site for the abolitionist movement, particularly in connection to John Brown's raid on the Federal Armory there. The design of the 2016 Harpers Ferry quarter is beautiful and meaningful, showcasing the history of the site. The coin depicts the John Brown's Fort, which is one of the key landmarks in the park. The fort was the location of the dramatic confrontation between John Brown's forces and U.S. soldiers in 1859. The reverse of the coin shows a detailed rendering of this historic building, making it a powerful symbol of American history. But here's where things get really interesting. While most of these 2016 Harpers Ferry quarters are worth only face value, some are turning heads in the numismatic community due to certain rare characteristics. As with many coins, the key to their value lies in the potential for minting errors, as well as the coin's condition. A small number of these 2016 Harpers Ferry quarters were struck with minting errors, which can dramatically increase their worth. One of the most desirable types of errors to look for is a misstruck coin, where the design is slightly off-center or appears doubled. These types of errors occur when the die used to strike the coin shifts during the minting process, creating a unique and rare piece. The 2016 Harpers Ferry quarter could also feature clashed dies, where the design of one side of the coin gets imprinted onto the other due to the dies coming into contact with each other when they shouldn't. While these errors are rare, they make these coins extremely valuable to collectors, and some of these misstruck or clashed coins have been known to fetch prices well beyond their face value. Another factor contributing to the value of these coins is their condition. Coins that have been well preserved, especially those in mint or uncirculated condition, are always in high demand. If a coin has been stored properly and shows minimal wear or damage, it becomes much more valuable than a coin that has been circulated and subjected to wear and tear. The 2016 Harpers Ferry quarter, in particular, has become popular among collectors who are hunting for uncirculated versions of this coin, as they are harder to come by. So, how much could a 2016 Harpers Ferry Washington quarter actually be worth? While the majority of these coins are worth just 25 cents, there are a few rare exceptions. Some of the most valuable examples, especially those with errors or in perfect, uncirculated condition, can be worth thousands of dollars. Collectors are always on the lookout for these rare coins, and when they find them, they are willing to pay a premium to add them to their collections. In fact, one particularly rare 2016 Harpers Ferry quarter with a significant minting error has been known to sell for as much as $25,000. That's $25,000 in words. This might sound incredible for a quarter, but it's the reality in the world of coin collecting, where rare minting errors and excellent condition can result in astonishing prices. If you happen to come across a 2016 Harpers Ferry quarter in your collection or loose change, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. Examine the coin for any signs of minting errors, like misstrikes or doubling. Also, check the overall condition. If it's in great shape, it might just be worth more than you ever imagined. If you're unsure about the coin's value, consider having it appraised by a professional to get an accurate assessment. The 2016 Harpers Ferry quarter is a perfect example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can become a valuable collector's item. Whether it's the historical significance of the design or the potential for rare minting errors, this quarter holds much more value than meets the eye. So, next time you find yourself with a 2016 Harpers Ferry quarter, don't be so quick to pass it up. Who knows? You might just be holding a coin worth $25,000, turning what was once a simple quarter into a small fortune. Happy collecting, and remember, you never know what hidden treasures are waiting in your pocket change. Top 6. Have you ever thought about what could be hiding in your spare change? You might be surprised to learn that a simple coin like the 1996 Washington quarter could be worth far more than its face value. In fact, some of these quarters have been sold for incredible amounts, with some collectors paying tens of thousands of dollars for rare and unique versions of this coin. We're going to explore the fascinating world of the 1996 Washington quarter and why this seemingly ordinary coin could be sitting on a hidden fortune. The Washington quarter has a long history. First introduced in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. Since then, the quarter has become one of the most recognized coins in the United States, featuring George Washington's portrait on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. Over the years, the design has changed and evolved, but the Washington quarter remains a staple in American coinage. By the time we get to the 1996 Washington quarter, the coin had undergone a significant transformation, and its value would be influenced by several key factors. In 1996, the United States Mint released the Washington quarter as part of a continued series of regular issues. This quarter featured the classic design, but it is notable for being produced after the U.S. Mint transition from using 90% silver to a copper-nickel-clad composition, starting in 1965. This change was made to reduce the cost of minting coins, but it also means that the 1996 Washington quarter is made primarily of copper and nickel, rather than the silver that earlier quarters were made of. While this change may seem unremarkable, the value of the 1996 Washington quarter isn't necessarily tied to its metal content. It's all about the specific characteristics of the coin itself. One of the key reasons why this coin has become so valuable to collectors is due to the possibility of rare minting errors, which occur when something goes wrong during the production process, making a coin unique and desirable. Minting errors are one of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting. These errors occur when the die used to strike the design on the coin doesn't function properly, resulting in coins that are misaligned, overstruck, or contain other unusual characteristics. In the case of the 1996 Washington quarter, several coins were minted with notable errors. Some of these errors include doubling of the letters or design, off-center strikes, and other types of misalignments. These types of flaws make the coin extremely rare, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for them. Even though these coins are often one of a kind, they can drive up the value of a 1996 quarter dramatically, making what seemed like an ordinary piece of change into a highly sought-after collectible. Another factor that drives up the value of a 1996 Washington quarter is its condition. While most of these quarters were in circulation for many years and have experienced some wear and tear, coins that are well preserved or in uncirculated condition are worth far more. In the world of coin collecting, a quarter that has remained in pristine condition, showing little to no signs of wear, is far rarer than one that has been passed around and used over the years. A high-quality, uncirculated 1996 Washington quarter is something that serious collectors will pay a premium for, as it's a reminder of what the coin originally looked like when it was freshly minted. So, just how much can a 1996 Washington quarter be worth? While the vast majority of these coins are still worth only 25 cents, the rare versions with minting errors or in perfect condition can fetch a much higher price. In fact, certain 1996 Washington quarters with significant minting errors or in near-perfect condition have been known to sell for amounts that may surprise you. For example, one particular 1996 Washington quarter with a rare error and in exceptional condition sold for an astonishing $55,000. Yes, you heard that right, $55,000 in words. That's a massive amount for a coin that typically circulates as pocket change. It's incredible how a rare minting error, combined with excellent preservation, can elevate the value of a coin to such extraordinary levels. If you have a 1996 Washington quarter, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. Examine it for any signs of minting errors like doubled lettering, misalignments, or off-center strikes. And, of course, check the coin's condition. If it's in near-perfect or uncirculated condition, it could be worth significantly more than its face value. If you suspect your coin might be rare, consider having it appraised by a professional who can help determine its true value. Whether you're an experienced collector or just getting started in the world of numismatics, the 1996 Washington quarter offers a fantastic opportunity to discover hidden gems in your pocket change. Even though this coin may seem like just another ordinary quarter, its potential value could be far greater than you ever imagined. So, the next time you come across a 1996 Washington quarter, don't just pass it off as another piece of change. Take a moment to inspect it closely, and you might just find yourself holding a coin worth $55,000, turning what you thought was a small, insignificant quarter into a valuable piece of history. Coin collecting is a thrilling hobby, and it's amazing how the right coin, with the right error or in the right condition, can completely change the game. So keep your eyes peeled and your change jar open. You never know when you might find that one special coin. Happy collecting! Top 7. When it comes to coin collecting, some coins hold a special place in history, not just because of their design, but because of the stories and events they represent. We're diving into one of those coins, the 2016 Theodore Roosevelt Washington quarter. At first glance, it may seem like just another quarter, but there's much more beneath the surface. In fact, certain variations of this coin are worth much more than their face value. If you're a coin collector or just someone interested in the fascinating world of rare coins, this one's for you. The Washington quarter, a staple of U.S. currency since its introduction in 1932, has been through many transformations over the years. In 2016, as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, the U.S. Mint issued a special quarter honoring Theodore Roosevelt National Park, located in North Dakota. This coin is part of a series that honors national parks across the country, showcasing some of the most iconic sites in America. Theodore Roosevelt National Park, named after the 26th President of the United States, is famous for its stunning landscapes and wildlife, making it a perfect subject for a commemorative coin. Roosevelt was known for his love of nature, and his efforts in establishing national parks and monuments have left a lasting legacy on the American landscape. The 2016 Theodore Roosevelt Washington quarter pays tribute to both his legacy and the natural beauty of the park. The reverse of the coin features a bison, an animal strongly associated with the park, as well as a depiction of the rugged terrain that Roosevelt worked so hard to protect. The design is beautiful, capturing the essence of Roosevelt's environmental vision, and it has resonated with collectors ever since its release. But the real question is, how much could a Theodore Roosevelt 2016 Washington quarter be worth? Well, the truth is that most of these coins are worth just 25 cents. However, there are certain versions of the coin that have become highly valuable in the world of numismatics, and some of them have even sold for thousands of dollars. You see, like many coins, the value of the 2016 Theodore Roosevelt Washington quarter depends on several key factors: rarity, minting errors, and condition point. One of the most significant factors that can make this coin worth more than face value is the possibility of a minting error. Minting errors are quite common in coin production and happen when something goes wrong during the minting process. These errors could include anything from double strikes, misalignments, or even coins that are struck with foreign objects in the press. These rare errors can dramatically increase a coin's value, as collectors are always looking for unique specimens. If you happen to come across a 2016 Theodore Roosevelt quarter with a noticeable minting error, whether it's a doubled image or an off-center strike, you could be sitting on a valuable piece of currency. Another factor that plays a huge role in the coin's value is its condition. Like with all coins, the better the condition, the more valuable it becomes. Coins that have been circulated, exposed to wear, and subjected to the elements lose their original mint quality, which affects their market price. On the other hand, coins that have been well preserved, kept in mint or uncirculated condition, are highly sought after. If you come across a 2016 Theodore Roosevelt quarter that looks like it just came off the minting press, it could potentially be worth much more than just a quarter. While most 2016 Theodore Roosevelt Washington quarters will not exceed their face value of 25 cents, those that feature unique characteristics, like rare minting errors or exceptional preservation, are highly valuable to collectors. These coins have been known to fetch impressive sums at auctions and private sales. If you are lucky enough to possess a rare variation of this quarter, you could be in for a windfall. In fact, a particularly rare 2016 Theodore Roosevelt Washington quarter that was found in uncirculated condition with a slight minting error was recently sold for a jaw-dropping $20,000. Yes, $20,000 in words. This is the kind of value that some of these quarters can attain when they are in perfect condition or feature an intriguing minting error. So, what does all of this mean for you? If you have a 2016 Theodore Roosevelt quarter in your collection or in your change jar, it means it's worth taking a second look. If you notice any irregularities in the design or the coin appears to be in pristine condition, it could be worth getting it appraised by a professional. Coin collectors and dealers are always on the lookout for rare finds. And if your coin is one of the rarer specimens, you could stand to make a significant profit. The 2016 Theodore Roosevelt Washington quarter is a perfect example of how a simple piece of currency can hold immense value, not just because of its historical significance, but also because of the rare qualities it might possess. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or a casual enthusiast, it's always a good idea to take a closer look at your change. You never know when you might come across a coin that is worth more than you could ever have imagined. So, the next time you come across a 2016 Theodore Roosevelt quarter, don't just throw it into your pocket or pass it by. Take a moment to inspect it carefully. With the right combination of factors, such as a minting error or perfect preservation, you could be holding a coin worth $20,000. That's a pretty incredible return on a 25-cent investment, wouldn't you say? Happy collecting, and always keep your eyes peeled for those rare and valuable coins. You never know what hidden treasures you might find. Top 8. Coins have always been fascinating to collectors, but some coins carry far more value than others. We're going to talk about a coin that's not only historically significant, but has also become a coveted treasure among numismatists, the 1979 Washington quarter. You might be surprised to learn that this particular quarter, although seemingly ordinary, can actually be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Whether you're a coin collector or someone just curious about the world of rare currency, stick around as we explore what makes the 1979 Washington quarter so valuable. The Washington quarter, first minted in 1932, has long been one of the most recognized coins in the United States. For decades, it has featured the image of George Washington on the obverse, with the classic eagle design on the reverse. This design has seen many updates and changes over the years, but the 1979 Washington quarter is significant in its own right, representing a particular period in American coinage history. In 1979, the U.S. Mint released this coin as part of the regular series of quarters. However, unlike some of the more commemorative coins released in subsequent years, the 1979 Washington quarter was made of a copper-nickel clad composition rather than silver, a change that started in 1965 to reduce the cost of minting. Despite this, the 1979 quarter still carried the distinctive and timeless design that collectors love. The coin was intended for general circulation, and millions of these quarters were produced. But here's the thing. While most of these 1979 quarters are still worth their face value of 25 cents, certain variations of the coin have turned out to be incredibly rare and valuable. And this is where the excitement of coin collecting kicks in. There are two main factors that can make a coin like the 1979 Washington quarter worth far more than its face value: minting errors and the coin's condition. Minting errors, which occur during the coin production process, are one of the most significant contributors to a coin's rarity and value. These errors happen when the machines that strike the coins malfunction or when something goes wrong during production, leaving behind a coin with a unique flaw. Some of the most sought-after 1979 Washington quarters have been found to have errors like doubled dies, off-center strikes, or even clash dies, where the designs of both sides of the coin overlap due to improper alignment of the minting dies. For example, a double die error on a 1979 Washington quarter can make the coin worth substantially more than face value. A double die error happens when the die used to strike the coin shifts or is incorrectly aligned, causing a duplication of the images on the coin. This could mean that the letters, numbers, or even the details on George Washington's portrait are doubled. Such errors are extremely rare and are highly sought after by collectors, driving the price of the coin up significantly. Another factor that contributes to the value of the 1979 Washington quarter is its condition. Like all coins, a quarter that has been well preserved, free from wear and tear, is much more valuable than one that has been heavily circulated. Coins that are in mint or near mint condition are rare, and collectors often pay premium prices for these pristine examples. If you happen to have a 1979 Washington quarter that looks like it just came off the minting press, clean, sharp, and free from scratches or wear, you're likely holding onto a coin worth far more than its original face value. Now, let's talk about the big question. Just how much is a 1979 Washington quarter worth? While the majority of these quarters are still worth only 25 cents, there are rare exceptions where this coin has fetched extraordinary prices. Coins with minting errors, or those in pristine, uncirculated condition, have sold for incredible sums. In some cases, certain rare 1979 Washington quarters have sold for upwards of $10,000 or more, depending on the rarity of the error and the condition of the coin. In fact, one particular 1979 Washington quarter that had a rare minting error and was in uncirculated condition recently sold for an astonishing $62,000. Yes, you heard that right, $62,000 in words. That's the kind of price a rare 1979 Washington quarter can command when it has a minting error and is in top-tier condition. So, what does all of this mean for you? If you happen to have a 1979 Washington quarter, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. Look for any signs of minting errors, like doubled lettering, off-center strikes, or other anomalies. Even if the coin doesn't have a minting error, if it's in mint or near mint condition, it could still be worth far more than you would expect. If you think you might have one of these rare 1979 quarters, it's always a good idea to have it appraised by a professional. Coin experts can help you determine whether your coin has any errors, and they can give you an accurate valuation based on the coin's rarity and condition. Coin collecting is all about discovery and finding that one rare gem that makes all your efforts worthwhile. The 1979 Washington quarter may seem like just another coin at first, but as we've seen, with the right characteristics, it can be worth a small fortune. So, the next time you come across a 1979 Washington quarter, don't just toss it into your pocket change jar. Take a moment to examine it closely. You might just have a coin worth $62,000 sitting right there in your hand. Happy collecting, and keep your eyes peeled for those hidden treasures in your spare change. You never know when you'll stumble upon a rare find that could change everything.